on this week's episode of Live Large.
All right, let's talk about one-arm dumbbell rows. This is to develop your upper lat.
So Vince, what is your approach to nutrition?
I like to keep things simple.
Today we're talking about workout nutrition, an advanced strategy to really put your muscle building results over the edge. I want you to think of something that you can do that can impact other people's lives. It doesn't matter how big or small it is, just take action on something.
From a weak and scrawny Skinny Vinny to 210 pounds of solid muscle, Vince Del Monte is now living large in and out of the gym, and so can you.
Let's talk about one-arm dumbbell rows. This is to develop your upper lats. Anybody who can get a really good pump in their upper lats by doing one-arm rows, that tells me you've got a really strong mind-muscle connection, which is excellent. Now, there's different ways to do this. First thing is to make sure you're in a power stance. I like my left foot straight out to the wall. I like my outside foot pointed on a 45-degree angle. My hips are back. My back is flat. And from here, I'm not dropping in. Some guys like to really get their body into it. I like to keep my shoulders square, my shoulder retracted, and then I pull from here. My back is flat the entire time. If you can hold it for a second, you know you're using your lat. So I'm not dropping my upper shoulder. And that's really going to work that upper lat.
Welcome to Ask Vince.
So Vince, what is your overall take on nutrition?
It has to be simple.
And there you have it. Until next time.
I'll give you more than that. I focus on habit goals, not performance goals. So a performance goal would be tracking calories, macronutrient breakdowns. Now, don't get me wrong, on a continuum that starts on the easy end and goes to the hard end, those are things that are on the hard end of the continuum that we progress to. Those are advanced techniques. For a beginner, someone who hasn't got to where they want to be in their physique, let's just start by mastering some key habits. And the details, to be honest, aren't even important quite yet. Down the road they will be, not now. So things that you can control. So establishing a regular meal cadence. Who cares if you're eating every 2.5 or every 4 hours? Just establish a regular meal cadence. For me, it's every 3 hours. Now, next, let's focus on water intake. The body's made up of 70% water. The body will die if it doesn't get water in it within 2 to 3 days. Yet you can go over 40 days without food. So that should tell you something about the importance of water versus food. So getting at least 3 to 4 liters of water in you a day. I like to drink in between my meals to maximize absorption and digestion. Next, let's look at protein intake with every meal, but I don't care what kind of protein you're getting. Let's just master protein, period. So look at your plate and ask yourself, where's the protein? Once we get that, then down the road, we can look at better forms of protein versus less effective forms of protein. But do you notice now how we're taking control of our goals? We're looking at habits that we can master, and as we master one habit, then we look at implementing another. And I've got about 10 different habits that we implement to put the entire process together. And then let's see how close we get to your goal physique, focusing on habits. Then we can look at some of the details like calories and macronutrient breakdowns, but that stuff's advanced. So that's my overall approach to nutrition. That's how I like to keep it simple.
So changing habits, not making new ones.
Yeah.
You can't make new habits.
Yeah, exactly. The best way to replace a bad habit is by replacing a bad habit with a different one. You don't just expect to drop one thing.
Welcome back. Today we're talking about workout nutrition, an advanced strategy to really put your muscle building results over the edge. This is a strategy that I've used to get from 210 all the way up to 227, and I believe that is one of the key ingredients to my recent transformation. So there's a number of ingredients here. I'm going to try and keep this as simple as possible, and we've got 3 different cups. Now, for some of you watching, this is going to appear overwhelming, way too advanced. If it does, just forget about this video. That's okay. You might just start off with 1 or 2 of these drinks and increase them as it's appropriate. So, This is my pre-workout drink. This is taken on the way to the gym, about 15 minutes before I work out. This is my workout drink. This is taken 30 minutes into a workout. And this is my post-workout gym. This is taken after the last rep in my workout. Now, I don't always have all three, depending on the day of depending on the body part we're training. If we're training just arms, I might not have the pre-workout one. I might just have the workout one and the post-workout one. If I'm training chest, back, legs, shoulders, the big muscle groups, we're using all three of them. Another neat thing about this is, let's say you missed your pre-workout meal and you're training arms, well then have all three of them, because this can make up for what you missed out with your daily nutrition. The most important ingredient, and this is going to go into all three of them, is carbolin. Now this is a high-tech sugar. It's faster acting than white pasta, white bread, dextrose, maltodextrin, Gatorade, everything. So again, it's not cheap, and if you can't afford it, don't worry about it. Just start with dextrose. That's a good start. But I'm using this stuff right now. It's the first time I've ever used it, meaning first time I've used it since starting it about 2 months ago. And we're going to put it in all three shakes. And the purpose of this is to purposely spike our insulin. That's going to keep cortisol levels down, which is a catabolic hormone. This is also going to help push the rest of the things we're about to add to it into the muscles. So we've got a steady stream of amino acids that are designed to prevent muscle breakdown, repair muscles, going right into our muscles when our insulin levels are the highest. So this is very, very smart. We're going to add some creatine. For most people, if you've done a loading phase, 10-15 grams for a week or two, you can just add about 5 grams to each one. So we've got our 5 grams of creatine. This is pretty good for 200-pound guys. If you're less than 200 pounds, a tad less. Again, don't worry too much about the numbers right now, guys. Just look at what we're putting in there. So we've got our creatine. I don't always use creatine. I cycle that in and out. Glutamine is, there's been a lot of controversy on this supplement. Some people swear by it. Some people say it's completely useless and the biggest waste of money of all time. For me, you know, it's not going to hurt your gains. So I'm going to put 10 grams in each one. That was 5. To me, it's just one of those things I've always used, and I think it's more of a psychological thing for me, so I just keep it in there. But if you can't get glutamine, don't worry about it. The most powerful thing that you do need to invest in, 100%, are BCAAs. These are a must. These are one of the most anabolic supplements you can take. They contain leucine, valine, and isoleucine. These are the muscle-making amino acids. So I take 10 grams as well in each one. Again, this might look a little excessive, but it's really not. We're just putting the critical ingredients into our body that our body needs to build muscle, and we add this at all times. Now, if you were to ask, "Hey Vince, I can't afford creatine, I can't afford glutamine, I can't afford all these. What should I do?" Go with the carbolin. Go with the BCAAs. That's a great start. Now, what we're going to do with the third shake, as you can see, this is pre-workout, that's workout, and that's post-workout. We're going to add some protein powder. This is New Zealand whey isolate, and we are going to add it to the third shake. So we don't take protein powder pre-workout or during the workout. We only take it on the last shake. Okay, so don't get them all mixed up. You might need to label them. And that's it, guys. That's how I do it. It looks a little excessive, but this is the strategy I've employed to help bulk up to 227. I flood my body with a lot of glycogen. Carbolin this is sugar, right? So this is 50 grams of carbohydrate. So right there's 150 grams of carbohydrate. We've got 30 grams of protein there. We've got 10 of BCAAs, glutamine, creatine right across the board. 5 grams of creatine, 5 grams of creatine, 5 grams of creatine. So again, we're flooding our body with a lot of powerful ingredients. I'm going to shake these up, going to dilute them. I'm going to label them all, bring them to the gym, and that's the strategy. This gets left in the car. This I take onto the gym floor. This one gets left in the locker, so I drink it as soon as we're done. Sometimes you got to go to certain extremes to get extreme results. And again, this can be a gradual process. If you're interested in the exact specifications in terms of protein, amino acids and that, then you can pick up No Nonsense Muscle Building. It's got all that exact info in there. But for today, I just want to introduce you to the actual products that we're looking at to maximize glycogen replenishment, to prevent muscle breakdown, and to promote protein synthesis. And these are key ingredients to muscle growth. So there you have it. What's up, guys? We're living large, and I'm even representing today. I found this shirt at the Arnold Classic. Pretty sick, eh? So I just watched the movie Pay It Forward, and man, it's such a good movie with Kevin Spacey. He challenges his students to go out into the world and think of an idea, think of a single act that they can do that contributes to the lives of somebody else. And then when that act happens, that person who's experienced that kindness or goodness goes out and repays it to somebody else, and the cycle continues and continues. And my good friend Joel Marion, the author of the Extreme Fat Loss Diet and the Cheat Your Way Thin Diet, one of my closest friends in the world, he's paying it forward in his own life, in his own community. And what he's recently done is he went out and invested in 1,000 books. He bought 1,000 books. Tim Ferriss's New York Times best-selling 4-Hour Body book, and he donated them. He donated them on his dime to Powerhouse Gym here in downtown Tampa, Florida, for them to give away to the community. And one of the reasons he did that was because, you know, he's had a lot of people pay it forward to him. And so have I. We've both had a lot of people invest in us. They've invested in our business, in our physical bodies, in our careers. And this is just a small way that Joel can pay it forward back to his community with the hopes of people, you know, coming by, picking up a book, reading it, and getting something valuable knowledge in it that can impact their physical, intellectual, or even spiritual life. And that's his way of paying it forward. So that's our challenge to you guys this week. I want you to think of something that you can do that can impact other people's lives. It doesn't matter how big or small it is, just take action on something. You know, I've been thinking a lot lately, and you know, I'm really invested in the fitness world, and you know, I've been noticing, you know, people don't really care how fit you are, or how fit you look, or how ripped your abs are, how much you can lift. People just don't care. You know what people care about? They care about how you make them feel. That's all people remember. At the end of the day, people only remember how you make them feel. So think about that. That's what Living Large is all about, and we'll see you next time.
On next week's episode of Live Large.
All right, we're going to do overhead dumbbell extensions. This doesn't get a lot of popularity.
Vince, what is your strategy to prevent overtraining?
We are going to be talking about stretching this week. Stretching with the intention of improving the ability to build more muscle.
Living large is figuring out who your number one mate is, and then when you do, coming alongside and supporting them with everything you've got. Relationships aren't about you.
Experience Live Large with Vince Del Monte next Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Click subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. Don't forget to show some love and click the like and share button.